Joined here at Worthing Football Club with Chippenham manager Gary Horgan. Gary, after a very, very difficult week, I'm sure for you and your staff, to come here on a difficult day under a hard condition against a good Worthing side and pick up a point on the road, that's got to be a good result for you and the boys. Yeah, definitely.
Really pleased. They're a good side, good footballing side. Make the pitch really big, and with not a patched up side at all. But we've had a couple of injuries early in the game, so we've had to shift things around and sort of adapt to that as the game's gone on. So really pleased. It's a great point, and absolutely, as I said, a real great performance from the group.
I'm sure obviously a lot of people are sort of accused of having blue tinted specs on, but I actually thought for large parts of the first half and certainly large parts of the second half, for a team away from home, I actually thought we controlled possession and carved ourselves a couple of good chances. I think one from the corner routine there at the start of Hanks. We've had a chance down with Joey P. We've had Jordan Stronkman over with Alfie go in. I think obviously on the balance of play, maybe a draw was a fair result, but I think over the 90 minutes, clear-cut chances, I think we probably edged it.
Yeah, I think certainly we felt we did really well first half to certainly control them out of possession. As I said, I think they had to flip their shape a couple of times as well. So we think we probably had the better chances in the first half, and then we had taken a bit more care and like I say, in those transition moments, then I think we probably could have gone in at half time and in the lead.
I suppose obviously you've alluded to the point there where having a sort of patch up early doors is never a good thing when you're on the road, especially with a Tuesday, Saturday turnaround. Probably I think games come in thick and fast now, certainly over the next couple of weeks. I think we've got 4 games in about 10 days that are coming up over the next few. I know obviously Spencer's gone off, Spencer's carried on with an injury today. I think Cimo went down injured. I think at some points Noah was withdrawn. We also had Hanksy go out. Is that precautionary at this point in time, or is it a real worry in terms of injuries for you and your squad?
No, not with Noah and Hanksy. That's just not necessarily tactical, but that was just like I say, sometimes you have to make changes in a game. I think what it did show today is that certainly I said at the start of the game that we had a bench that allowed us to nick the game, chase the game, or really go after the game really if we wanted to. So it allowed us to give us some real options and close the game out. So like I said, those were not precautionary. They were changes that we wanted to make. With Spence, we'll have to look at him. It looks like he'll probably be out for at least Tuesday as a minimum. And with Cimo, we'll have to check on him as well. Like I said, those two have been a credit really today. They've managed to stay on a little bit longer than they probably would have hoped and liked. But towards the end, Spence was not out on his feet. He wasn't able to run, so we've had to change and go to a back 5. So just to give him some support. But as I said, a fantastic point.
I think Cimo's looking like a bit of a find, Gary. He sort of came on in the Ebbsfleet game after the unfortunate card for Matt Jones. Came on to I suppose shore up the back line and ended up injecting some real pace into the back line. Today I thought he started really brightly. Obviously from where I was situated in the stand, I got a good view of Cimo in the first half. He looks like he's got a great touch and always looks like he's willing to drive forward. Got to be sort of props to you and you guys for managing to get him on board.
Yeah, look, we're delighted with Aaron. Let's not forget he's come back from a serious injury as well. So credit for him to get into that position and coming back in decent shape and sticking with his rehab and doing everything properly. He's serious about his football. Look, he's come in and done really well. We've probably had to use him longer than we probably would have hoped and liked, as due to the red card that you mentioned for Matt Jones. We've been really pleased with him, and again I think he showed his qualities today.
I suppose talking of serious injuries, I suppose it's probably only clever and right to get the manager's perspective on the incident that happened obviously last Saturday against Chelmsford with Pablo. I understand obviously since that all of the management, all the staff, all of the players, that you've all managed to get together, get up and see Pabs. Obviously you're here today in very good spirits. All the lads seem really kind of jovial and upbeat. Again, I suppose a large amount of credit's got to fall down to yourself and your staff for getting the group right after what can only be described as a horrific incident. But as first team manager, I suppose, can we grab an update on Pabs? How's he doing? I mean, surely you guys have gone up there and had a chat with him?
Yeah, well, like I said, we got together on a Tuesday. I went up to see him on the Sunday, and I know a couple of the other lads went up on the Monday and Tuesday, so a few went up to see him before training. I think that really helped. Like I said, I was fortunate enough to speak to him before he left on the Saturday, believe it or not, in the ambulance. So we all managed to get to see him, so we were then able to sort of get together and process as a group what had gone on Tuesday, and then since then, obviously, we've had some even better news in terms of Pablo's had an operation towards the end of this week, or yesterday, so he's had an ICD fitted, so a mini defib. So that operation, I understand, has gone really well. He's then got some rehab and some recuperation to do. But the real good news is that certainly for us and the reward for everybody that jumped into action on Saturday is that that Pablo is going to be able to play football again. So we'll certainly welcome him back when he's fit and ready and able to do that.
It's going to be my next question, Gary. I suppose it seems a little insensitive one to ask, especially given the sort of the nature and the raw sort of emotions involved. But do you know roughly when sort of Pabs is going to be looking back? Obviously, his rehab program is going to be quite extensive, of course. But he's with us for the year. He's quite an important part of your plans for the season. Do we've got any sort of time frame on when Pabs is going to be back with us?
In short, no. So, like I said, he's only just had the operation. So,
get back, Gary.
As I said a couple of times when I've spoken to him, sort of a mark of the lad. When he left on Saturday, he did say jokingly, "Look, do you think I'll be fit for Tuesday?" Said probably that might be a stretch. And then I know he did ask the consultant on Thursday, did he think he'd be able to play Saturday, or was there any reason he couldn't play Saturday? So, like I said, that's the type of character we want in the squad. So, look, no update on him really at the moment. He's got as long as he takes and needs. I know he's really keen to get back. But yeah, just some time from now for him and his family to reflect and sort of digest everything that's gone on as well. So we'll welcome him back when he's ready.
I suppose it segues us quite nicely into Chelmsford on Tuesday. The team, of course, in which that happened against, obviously they're back now on Tuesday night for a game against ourselves down at the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium. You've got some big performances on that pitch today that are taken into that game. A long trip from them down from Essex on a Tuesday night. I suppose it's very difficult to call ourselves in any way, shape or form favourites for the game, but we're certainly going to be positive heading into Tuesday night's game against Chelmsford. Yeah,
I think they'll be positive as well, though. We've watched a fair few of their games, and they're a powerful and pacey team. So got some really good individuals. So every game in this league is tough, and you'll hear every manager say that this year. But that is the actual reality of it. Whether it be a Tuesday or a Saturday, and they've travelled. Everybody at this level does things properly and does things right. So I don't necessarily buy into the as I say, just because it's a Tuesday, maybe we're slight favourites or whatever. It will be a tough game. We'll prepare for that. They'll prepare for us. What we will do is we'll thank them, just for all their part in last Saturday. Just to go back to it and reiterate, all their staff, playing staff, medical staff as well, for everything that they did, supporters and everything. So, as I said, sometimes football's bigger than that. So look, we'll do what we can to prepare for Tuesday and see where that takes us.
Good stuff. I think tough is probably one of the big words there, Gary, that you've used. I think from all of us at Chippenham, from board level down right the way through to every supporter, sort of tough to take last Saturday, tough to come here today and the result, tough to get the boys back in. It's starting to show sort of a toughness as a real part of the Gary Horgan way. A very difficult end to last season in which you've ended up taking us through to places we didn't imagine we could be, and then tough start to this season, but handled it really well. And to the credit to the boys and yourselves, Ebbsfleet is never going to be an easy place to go, especially not with 10 men. But to come here, get a good point, and now obviously on to Tuesday, big games coming up thick and fast. I'm sure that once again, Gary, you'll find a way for you and your group to get it done. Well done from all of us here, mate. A good point on the road, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Cheers, thank
Top
you.
Man.